Hi there guys, today we're at bodyshop. Sit just there, look, and Alice is getting painted. Big day today. I spent yesterday evening taking off door mirrors, locks, handles, as much as I possibly could so that we didn't have to do it today. Then we're driving out here and we're going to get ready to start stripping it down, getting the windows out, getting that sort of stuff ready for prep for painting. The plan is this weekend, perhaps hopefully primer in the middle of the week, and then top coat next weekend. So it's just a couple of weekends hopefully. So let's go in and have a look how she's looking. Right, well here we are then in the workshop. She's already got some of the dints being pulled out of it. The main part we're going to have problems with now is the roof. As you can see, it's got no strengthening under the roof skin at all. So, years of having snow pushed on her and things like that makes the roof look like this. It's incredibly wobbly, as you can hear. So that is going to be the biggest problem to get rid of at the moment. So we're going to carry on, that will be done later. At the moment we're getting the dints pulled out of the bonnet. And we've also found when we took the rear window out, we've got some spots of rust here. It's not major amounts, but it's still there. So we need to get some new parts put inside of that. And we're going to do that using some old doors we've got lying around in the workshop here. So we're going to cut parts of it out and weld them parts in. Saves us making panels. So we should be able to use those pieces there, that one there, and probably that piece there we can use, and probably that one there. So there's quite a bit of metal there we can use. And as you can see, that went really well. They welded in really nicely, looked perfectly good, and it was very quick to do. So I'm quite happy with that. Well, that's pretty much the end of day one. We've got a lot of the dints pulled out. The bonnet was pretty dinted. It wasn't too bad, but it's got a few dints in it. The front wings have got just a couple. Well, this right front wing's got a couple of dints in it. Not too bad at all. The right hand side of the car just got a few dints here and there. It's not much at all. The biggest dint is probably the one you can see there on the rear wing. It's not a lot, but it's there. There's a couple of bits around the wheel arches, and that's pretty much it for this side of the car. Hi guys, day two. Yesterday was a good day. We got quite a bit done actually, more than I was planning on doing. We got the boot fixed. It was a job I wasn't really expecting. Found out as we took the glass out that the around the window seal it had rotten in some of the places, so I had to put 3 patch panels in there. But yeah, that's all done today. Now we're going to start, there's a bit more filler going on, and we're going to start with the roof. So let's hope that goes alright. Let's crack on. Bit more body filler on there. Bonnet's fairly smooth now, we just need to, it looks a lot of filler on there, but by the time we've sanded most of it off, it won't be that much left of it. That's the front end of it. Got to get the lights off. This rear quarter's having another skim on it. It's probably one of the worst side panels. The roof's obviously worse. Started day 3 then, and we're going to start on the roof today. Right now we're just starting by pulling out some of the dints that are in the roof, and then we're going to try and see if we can make this roof more solid than what it is. As you saw in the video to start with, it's got quite a wobble on it. So we're combining heating the metal up together with good old-fashioned panel beating to try and get these dints out of the car. As you can see, as Jamie pushes it down on the roof, that it is pretty soft in places and it does tend to release. So a bit of whacking in the right place with the hammer, which he's really good at, and some heat combined with whatever else we can do to try and get this roof to stop buckling in like it does. We've kind of looked at it and we're trying to work out what's caused this, and we're thinking it's a combination of of the sun. You can see as the paint's all cracked and horrible on the roof, but also the fact that in Sweden here we have minus 30 degrees, we have about half a metre of snow that sits on the roof, and it really does get heavy when it starts to melt, and it pushes the metal down, and as it's not got any bracing underneath it, then the roof does tend to buckle, and as it's cold and frozen and the metal is cold, it will stretch and it will hold down in those positions. So this is going to be a bit of a battle to try and get this roof to stay where we want it to stay, but we're not giving up, but it's going to take us all day, I think. Just thought I'd show you what we're doing here. It's got a special tool, it's a dent puller. As he presses the trigger on it, it sends an electrical current through the roof which welds the tip to the metal, and then he's got a slide hammer on it so you can pull the metal up again. So it's some skill to use this tool. I don't think I could do it, but he's very skilled at doing it, and it's pulling it, stretching it and shrinking the metal as we need to. You can see it's getting better and better, but it's going to take a while, this is, probably most of the day. And then we're going to do something, I don't really know what, to strengthen the metal from the underneath, but we'll see what that's going to be. Don't know yet. Right, so first thing we're going to do is put some of these pads up there. They are self-adhesive pads and they're quite thick, about 4 mil thick, and they are adhesive pads of, I think it's like bitumen or something like that. We're going to glue that in place. It's the sort of stuff you put inside doors to stop them wobbling if you put really big bass speakers and stuff like that in it. So we're hoping that that's going to work on the roof. It is starting to do some bits. It's starting to take some of the wobble out of the way, but we'll see if it helps. So while Jamie's doing the roof, I've been looking at this rear wheel arch on the right hand side, and had a bit more rust than what I was hoping it did. So I've had to cut out some pieces, weld in some new pieces, but that's all fixed now, ready to go. Gotta love the fact that the car doesn't quite fit on the ramp. It's a bit too small. Right, day 2 of bodywork. This side has had its first coat of filler rubbed down. So it's looking alright there. The rear has yet to be done. It's got a few small bits. It's got these kind of dints. Little tiny dint there for some reason. So it's not a lot. It's got a little low spot here and a bit of a wobble there, but I will get rid of that. The other side here, somebody's driven rally with it, so it had a big scratch kind of down this side. So it's taken a bit of filler to get that straight, but that's looking fairly straight. There's a couple of bits left here and here, so there's a couple of small bits, but this side is looking pretty straight now. A couple of low bits left to do. That's had its first skim. Second skim it's had now. The front will be rubbed down to bare metal in the next couple of days. Bonnet's looking good. All nice up there. So that's the end of day 2 in the body shop. Right, we're on the roof at the moment and we're trying to get rid of this buckle here. It kind of wobbles here, or it has done there. So we've gone for a bit of engineering skills here. Look at that. We've braced it. See if that'll work. Right, so the plan is to use windscreen glue. So a bit of primer on there first, and then we'll put the glue on and we'll whack it in there, and hopefully the roof will stay where it is. We're going to have a look at the roof now. It's dried overnight, so we're going to have a look and see how that turned out. Right, so we've just took the pole away that's supporting the roof, and it's stuck to the roof quite nicely, worked quite well. And the roof is absolutely solid. I'm really pushing on that and it's not making a dint. It kind of makes the rest of the roof look really wobbly when I can wobble the rest of the roof like that. This one is absolutely solid. It feels like I could jump up and down on it. So that worked really well. Question is now, how many more strips can we get in the roof? Right, here we are. It's something like about, I don't know, day 9 or something in this whole process. Kind of lost track a bit, if I'm quite honest with you. But today, she is going into the booth for the first time. Going to get a little bit of primer on all of these spots, the metal, where the metal's exposed. Once that's been done, she'll get a coat of primer, an etch primer, and after that, that's dry, she'll get another coat of primer, I think that's the plan. And then after that, she's going to get a coat of some filler primer, and then she's going to be allowed to just dry, take it easy, a little bit of a spa in the booth over the weekend, and probably Wednesday next week we'll start to rub down that primer, ready to go back in the booth again next weekend and put colour on her. So it's getting close. We're finally getting into the home stretch now. So yeah, let's get her into the workshop, mask her up and get her in the booths later on this evening. Right, all masked up, ready for a quick lick of paint now then. According to the expert, there's not going to be a lot of paint going on right now, so we're not going to bother with the booth. We'll just do it here in the workshop and that'll be fine. So she's getting there now. Almost ready to go. Getting exciting right now. Oh, I'm excited. Where to choose, look, where to start? What are we going to choose out of all of that lot? Where do we even start? Right, it's got the first coat, 2 coats of primer. It's had a coat of etch primer, which is just to protect the bare metal. Now she's got a quick dust coat to protect the rest of the body. Tomorrow probably she will be having a coat of filler primer, which will be then sanded down to make the body absolutely laser straight. And then after that, another coat of primer, the fine primer, a quick rub down of that, and then colour. Finally colour on this. So if you like what you've seen and you want to watch the colour coming down and then me putting it back together again, press the little subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot and bye bye.